Hello and welcome to Week in Weird for the week ending May 1st. If any news happens after May 1st, but before this video comes up, ignore it because I'm not going to cover it. I was sick. Hello friends and welcome back to the series where we talk about the weirdest news stories from the week. We're going to start with what was definitely the biggest story of the week, which is the ongoing trial between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. To put it into a little bit of context, the two were married for quite a while until it came out that Johnny Depp was doing some not very nice things to Amber Heard in their marriage, like yelling at her and throwing wine glasses at her and being overall abusive. Except it turns out that that wasn't really true. Amber Heard was lying, making the whole thing up, and the entire time she was physically and mentally abusing him, as well as telling him that nobody would ever believe him because he's a man. So what's currently happening is he is suing her over defamation and mental anguish and all these sort of fun things. There's been a lot of stories to come out of this trial, and so we're going to start with this one, where she actually fired her PR team right before she was going to testify because she was doing so poorly in the trial. This comes from the New York Post. Amber Heard is so upset over the coverage she's been getting in her court battle with Johnny Depp that she abruptly switched to a new PR team ahead of her highly anticipated testimony this week. Johnny Depp is suing her for $50 million, claiming his ex-wife defamed him in a 2018 op-ed in the Washington Post where she discussed being a victim of domestic violence. Other industry experts have said that this likely won't change anything. Quote, after years of narrative building, you can't change the public's opinion in the 3 weeks when someone is suing you in a case. They can't rewrite the history of what's happened. So now we're actually going to watch a video during the court testimony because the whole thing's been broadcast, which is fantastic. So in this clip, the guy testifying is going to say that Amber Heard was complaining because she thought someone was trying to break into her room, or like through the door that she owned. And he's going to state that it clearly was an animal of some sort, probably a dog, and during his testimony, Johnny Depp's going to start laughing.
They come down, they say, somebody tried to get into my unit, there's scratches on my door, I said, on my head, I was like, you think somebody's trying to get into your unit? There's scratches like 4 inches above the floor and your door. That was the dog trying to get into the unit. They were so afraid. Oh, somebody's trying to get into my unit. They're like, oh, come on, really? And I actually, when they asked me to go inside the unit just to check room by room to make sure no one was there.
This next clip is another instance of a witness who is, in this case, supposed to be talking about an incident in which Johnny Depp did something inappropriate in the house with Amber Heard. And I'm just gonna play a little bit of it.
But you said the door was so thick you couldn't hear the actual words that were being said. Is that right?
No, just a shouting.
And then you went in the house and saw Mr. Depp in the foyer, correct?
Yes, correct.
And Mr. Depp was trying to urinate in the foyer, wasn't he?
No.
Mr. Depp had his penis out of his pants, didn't he?
I think I would remember.
Relevance.
Mr. Depp's penis.
I'll allow it. Next question.
And you were trying to get Mr. Depp out of the house, correct?
So this next video is probably my favorite. The voice that you're going to hear first is Amber Heard's lawyer. Amber Heard's lawyer is up on the little podium thing, and he's questioning a witness. Okay, so I'm going to play a video.
And isn't it true that in the entire time you were there, you were not informed as to what caused damage to Mr. Depp's finger on March 8th?
Objection, hearsay.
I'm asking what he wasn't.
So that second voice is Johnny Depp's
Sustained
lawyer.
objection. Next question.
You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper had told me he'd sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
Oh,
Next question.
okay. You said he sustained an injury to his finger,
Yes,
but you don't know what caused the injury to his finger.
one of his fingers.
Johnny's laughing.
You don't know how his finger was injured,
I
correct?
don't think anybody mentioned it to me at that time.
Right, no one mentioned it to you
Look at
correct?
each other.
Same.
I think one of my very first videos in this series was talking about one of the worst lawyers of all time. This trial's just hilarious. Alright, now we're gonna completely just change to a totally different subject. From USA Today, new record broken for world's oldest living dog, and that dog's name is Toby Keith. Born on January 9th, 2001, Toby Keith was 21 years and 66 days old on March 16th when Guinness World Records confirmed he was the oldest dog alive. Toby Keith's original name was Peanut Butter, but when his current owner adopted him as a puppy, he changed it to Toby Keith, because the story takes place in Florida, so of course he did. Very proud of this little pup. Now, the oldest pup in general, I'm sure that you're wondering, lived to 29 years and 5 months old. That's the oldest dog who has ever lived. Chihuahuas generally have a life expectancy of 18 years, so it is incredible that he's made it to 21. But I don't think he's gonna break the record of this Australian cattle dog. Speaking of small, annoying animals, that's not the best segue in the world. We're gonna be talking about Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Hold on, give me 1 second. These guys. There was a cartoon in the 90s, it was part of the Disney afternoon block, and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers was actually one of my favorites to watch back then. I actually thought it was better than DuckTales, don't at me. But they're making a new live-action / CGI movie, and the plot of the movie is that Dale here has gotten CGI surgery, so he looks like a stereotypical modern CG character, whereas Chip still looks like his original old cartoon style. Anyway, not important. What is extremely important, and definitely newsworthy, is that in one shot of the movie, they go into this, like, evidence locker full of all these little accessories from different cartoon characters. And clearly, right here in the middle, you can see a Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. It's not the only nerdy thing in there. Like, you have Shenron from Dragon Ball. This is, I'm guessing, the mustache from Wild Thornberrys. Samurai Jack's sword, Pikachu's tail. I think this is one of the mouths from the All Real Monsters. Pink Panther's mouth, Jimmy Neutron's hair, Mickey Mouse glove, Smurf hat. And like, Disney doesn't even own those things. At the very least, Disney owns Kingdom Hearts. But the reason that this is, like, funny in general is because the last place I would expect something as grantedly not extremely mainstream as Kingdom Hearts would be in a Chip and Dale movie. And yeah, I know, everyone's heard of Kingdom Hearts, everyone knows what it is, but that doesn't mean that it's not extremely nerdy and does not belong in this movie. I'm happy for it, though. Maybe the Kingdom Hearts dark age of content is over, if Disney's officially recognizing it. Also, it goes without saying, but Chip and Dale obviously play a huge role in the Kingdom Hearts games, so they would recognize the Keyblade. On the subject of video games, we're going to talk about the newly released Nintendo Switch Sports. This is the successor to the extremely popular at one time best-selling video game Wii Sports, and it just came out a couple days ago. And it was inevitable, but Go Nintendo reports, Twitch streamer breaks TV with Joy-Con while playing Nintendo Switch Sports. In perhaps not the most surprising incident to ever occur, Twitch streamer 63Man accidentally threw their Joy-Con at their TV while live streaming a game of tennis in the newly released Nintendo Switch Sports. This resulted in the TV cracking and breaking upon impact. For those of us who managed to survive the Wii Sports days, this is a familiar scene. Unfortunately, 63Man neglected to wear his wrist strap, even though the game strongly encourages players to do so. What's fantastic about this now is that because Twitch is popular, we get to see people live streaming their TV breaking even more than we did back in the day. Think of all the famous YouTube clips that there were. I'm showing it now. Oh! It just slipped out of his hand. Oh, it was so fast. Oh no. Oh, I gotta say that again. I wasn't prepared. That was like impressive. Watch the red Joy-Con. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful. 100,000 views on this clip. That's wonderful. Back in the day, we had to rely on people who just happened to be filming themselves while playing. Oh, he destroyed the TV. If he had just been like an inch lower, he wouldn't have done any damage. That's incredible. Wow. Thank God for Twitch. Even if you're not a regular user of the cesspool known as Twitter, you've probably heard that Elon Musk has put in a bid to buy it. He's basically buying every stock up from the public for slightly more than they're worth so that people don't complain, and then he's going to make the business private, so he's going to be the sole owner. This has led to several memes, such as buying Valve next and removing Mirage from CSGO. That would be a catastrophe because Mirage is actually the best map on CSGO. Now I'm going to buy McDonald's and fix all the ice cream machines. And then the real Elon actually posted the picture of this fake tweet and said, listen, I can't do miracles. The best one was him saying, next I'm gonna buy Coca-Cola and put the cocaine back in, because that's a real tweet he actually put out. And then you have this guy who is now my hero who said, can you buy Fox? I want another season of Firefly. And Elon actually responded and said, some sci-fi that actually features sci-fi would be great. Granted, that's probably a dig at Star Wars, and as you might be able to tell, I'm a fan of that, but still, Firefly is my favorite TV show ever, so that'd be cool. I have an ancient video on this channel about how Disney could bring back Firefly now that they bought Fox. It's probably not going to happen because everyone hates Joss Whedon now, but whatever. I have nothing else to say about Elon Musk buying Twitter. It's Twitter, no one cares. Thank you for watching, and I'd like to thank my patrons, whose names are now scrolling by on screen. This week, the movie I saw actually came out a couple weeks ago. It was Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it was just as fantastic as I had been hearing about. Honestly, I don't even want to say anything about it. It was just, it's phenomenal. And if you have any interest in it at all, you should see it as soon as possible and not let yourself get spoiled. Of course, this week's going to be Doctor Strange, so that's going to both be very highly anticipated, very interesting, very exciting. But also, I doubt that it's gonna be better than Everything Everywhere All at Once, and they tackle basically the exact same premise at hopping between multiverses. So, yeah, that's a little disappointing.